What's up? On a 12-5 run. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NBA basketball. That's right, coming off another winning weekend. We will go over that in the bets recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder, the NFL Best Bets video and preview for the Vikings and Rams game. That video is out now, so go check that out. Let's get some winners to end the wild card weekend. But you guys know Outlier. Any graphics you see on this video or future videos are from an app called Outlier. It is the best player prop research tool on the market today. I use this every single day. You could just ask my wife. But if you guys want to try it out, click the link below in the description and you get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. And it's time for Name That Player. That's right. Leave a comment below who you think this is. This guy played 19 seasons. He was a one-time NBA All-Star. He played for 8 teams. He won the NBA championship, and he never averaged 12 or more points per game. That's right. He averaged under 12 points per game in every season of his career. So in this video, we're going to recap that weekend, and then it's Monday. So we're going to talk defenses versus the point guard position. Defenses that give up the most points, rebounds, and assists, and then also the least points, rebounds, and assists to the point guard position. And then we'll give our best bets. And I will say there's not a ton of props out, but hopefully we can still find some winners for you. And then we'll wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. And also come join the Discord. It's completely free. The link is below in the description. And we talk sports every single day. Lots of smart minds in there giving away some winners. So let's get into it. And that means it's recap time. There it is, a nice 5-1 weekend for us. We start out with Friday. The Zinger clutches up. It was actually an easy winner. Over 24.5 points plus rebounds. I think it was a third quarter cash. Nice 1-unit winner there. Thunder minus 3.5. It was nice to do a game bet that just wins easily. They absolutely put a beat down on the New York Knickerbockers. And then this is a weird one. Noah Clowney over 13.5 points. 14 at halftime, and we cashed. Guess what? He didn't score again in the second half. He ended with 14, so luckily he got the job done. Easy winner, but sweaty, if that makes sense. But Saturday, Isaiah Collier over 6.5 times. Again, no video for Saturday. Anytime I don't have videos on the weekends, those bets are always in the community tab on our YouTube page, on X, and on Discord. But Saturday, Isaiah Collier over 6.5 assists, got the job done. He's just a machine right now with Keontae George out. Emmanuel quickly under 9.5 rebounds plus assists, ended with 4. Just super easy winner there. And then the only loser, Tim Hardaway Jr. He's now a steals and blocks machine. He just absolutely is. So 5-1, we will gladly take it. Overall record 147 and 114. We are up 18.19 units. I want to hit 20. Let's do it this week. So that's what we got for the weekend recap. And now let's talk the point guard position. All right, we start out with the defenses giving up the most points to the point guard position. Again, all these stats are in the last 30 days. We do this new position every single day. Over there on the left, if it's in green, that team or player is playing today. We got the Wizards and Lakers playing today, giving up the most points to the point guard position. But the one matchup we have, Clippers giving up the 5th most points, 25.6, facing Tyler Hero. Again, it's Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, take for what it is on who's the point guard. Positionless basketball, like I like to say. But he's averaging 23.1 points per game, playing really well this season. And then we got Brunson, who is questionable, Jordan Poole, and Cade Cunningham also playing today as well. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. Now let's check out the rebounds. And we got one matchup. The San Antonio Spurs facing the LA Lakers. Hopefully they can play this game in LA. Reeves averaging 5.5 rebounds per game. Spurs giving up 6.5. And then there's all the rest of the teams and players playing today. So let's go check out the assists now. And as you can see, we got 2 matchups. Spurs again against Austin Reeves, 7.9 assists per game in the last 30 days. Warriors, or he's playing the Spurs, 9.1 given up. Warriors, 9.2 given up, facing Emmanuel quickly, 7.2 assists per game. We'll talk about that one a little bit more later. And then we got the Heat up there and the Raptors playing, both giving up around 10 assists to the point guard position as well. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you with any overs. Now let's look at the tough matchups for the point guard position. And all the teams in green are the ones that are playing. The Spurs giving up the fewest points to the point guard position last 30 days, 18.2, followed by the Nets, Heat, Pistons, and Mavs in the top 5. And then if you go, and you also got the Rockets, 21.5. Then you go over to the fewest assists, and you see Rockets giving up the fewest assists to point guards, 5.7. And then you go to the fewest rebounds. You got Pacers, Pistons, Knicks, Sixers, and Jazz are on there as well. So, and you can see the Pistons also giving up the 4th fewest points per game to point guards, and the 5th fewest assists to point guards. So just wanted to point that out. But that's what we got for the toughest point guard matchups and all the research help. Now let's talk the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Toronto, Canada, where the Raptors host the Golden State Warriors. Warriors minus 4.5. Total in this game is 228.5. I got a best bet, and it's an under. It's a guy we just bet on in his last game. Give me Emmanuel quickly under 9.5 rebounds plus assists. This is minus 130 on bets 365. I'm going to go half unit because there's just not a lot of props available. I don't really know what I'm working with yet. And minus 130 is on bet 365, but no other books as of recording this has a line out. So I'm going to stick to a half unit. But as you guys know, we did cash this last time. So let's dive into Outlier now and look at some numbers for Mr. Quickly. So we're going to start with 2024. He is under this in 7 of 9 games this season, as you can see there, averaging only 8.33 RAs per game. So let's scroll down and look at some more numbers now, which is awesome on Outlier. All these numbers you can see with potential assists and rebound chances. If you combine those, he's averaging 15.4 potential RAs per game. So what that means is you kind of assume a player's going to get in that 50 to 60% range, converting of their potentials into actual rebounds and assists. So obviously that's not a very high number if you need a guy to get 10 or more. But now let's go to the top now and look at the 2 players that he plays with that are really high usage players. You guys know them, RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes. That's right. So we're going to go, and what you can do here is you just add those 2 players and what has he done with them in the lineup. And there it is. He's under in all 4 games. In fact, his average drops to a low 5.75 RAs per game. I mean, he's averaging under 6 RAs per game. We're getting a 9.5 line here. Now let's scroll down and look at some numbers. And because his last game was so recent, as you can see, we don't have numbers yet for potential assists and all that kind of stuff for his last game. But if you just take the other 3, you can see it right there. I mean, he just doesn't average very much. His drops down to 14 RA chances per game. 9.5. I mean, you're talking if he just hits his average at 14, he has to convert 10 of 14 rebounds and assist chances. Obviously, very likely you could, not very likely, it is likely where you could, every pass he makes, they make a shot and you just get unlucky that way. But honestly, more chances than not, you're not going to make it over that. There's just not a high enough volume. And a lot of that is because RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes have the ball in their hands a lot and they like to distribute as well. So if you look at the matchup now over there on the right side, you can look at overall or versus any position. We're going to go versus point guards. And you can see it's about an average matchup on rebounds allowed, assists allowed, and all that. Now, let's talk about that one because you guys saw in the slides earlier in this video that actually the Warriors have allowed the 8th most assists to point guards in the last 30 days. You are correct on that. So it is a somewhat easier matchup if you just go off that on the last 30 days. But his potentials to me are just not consistently high enough. He just doesn't have a high enough volume to where it doesn't matter to me even if it's an easier matchup in that regard because I think Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett just take away too much usage. If you look at some of the a few point guards versus Golden State, Halliburton 10 assists, he averages at 9 per game. Cunningham had 8 dimes, he averages 9.5. Rozier 5, he averages 3. And then there's just been a lot of shooting guards actually that have gotten some assists. Malik Monk had 12, Desmond Bane had 10. So all that to say is they're not just completely leaking assists to point guards everywhere. It's not like they're giving up 14 dimes to Cunningham and 15 to Halliburton or anything like that. They still have a decent defense. Their offense has been struggling, that's for sure. But I just don't think the volume's there. He's going to need probably 17 plus potential RAs, honestly, if he wants to get 10 or get extremely lucky. So I just like it with these 2 guys on the court. I'm adding rebounds because he needs 4 just to break even with assists. In the 4 games with RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes, he has 1, 3, 0, and 2 rebounds in those 4 games. He is not a rebounder at all. As you guys know, I don't mind his rebounds under alone as well. So that's my first best bet. Give me quickly under 9.5 RAs, and let's move on to bet number 2. All right, this next one takes us out to LA where the Clippers host the Miami Heat. Clippers minus 6. Total in this one is 215.5. My best bet in this one's a player prop. It's an over. Give me Jaime Jaquez Jr. over 21.5 PRAs at minus 110 on ESPN Bet. This is a 1-unit play. Now, this is all over the board as of recording this the night before. As you can see by this little snippet right here below me, I got this at minus 110 on ESPN Bet at 21.5. It's also there at Caesars as well. FanDuel just opened the line at 24.5. So we'll see where DK, Bet365, all these other ones come out at. But 21.5 is the number we're going to go with, and I absolutely love that number. So since Jimmy Butler got suspended, he stepped into the starting lineup, as most of you guys know. So let's just focus on these last 5 games he's played. So he's over this line in 3 of 5 games by averaging 26.6 PRAs per game in those 5. He has 2 games of 38 and 34 PRAs. He's had some big games, which you assume someone can have when you're averaging 34.1 minutes per game. He is averaging an insane 24.3 potential RAs. That's rebounds and assists. I mean, if you just convert 50% of those, and he has an average night, he's going to get 12 rebounds plus assists. Do the math. You only need 10 points from him after that. It's going to be pretty nice. The volume is high here. He's averaging just under 11 field goal attempts per game. And then we talk matchup. Facing the Clippers, decent matchup overall. Nothing terrible, nothing great. Clippers giving up the 10th most points per game to small forwards in the last 30 days, giving up the 11th most rebounds to small forwards, 9th fewest assists. So as you can see, it's a decent matchup. But for me, and by the way, assists to small forwards is just not really even a part of my handicap. That's just kind of a stat that requires some luck when it comes to small forwards and assists. But for me, the volume's too high. We're getting a guy playing mid 30s minutes. He's getting 24 potential RA chances per game. Even if he just has an average night shooting and all that kind of stuff, he can still go over this. So give me the new JJJ over 21.5 PRAs. That is my second and final best bet on the video. As you guys know, a lot of back-to-backs and just not a ton of props out. So I'll have more bets in the morning that will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 2 best bets so far. Emmanuel Quickly under 9.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 130 for a half unit, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. over 21.5 PRAs at minus 110. That is my 1 unit play. Hopefully, we got some more winners as well to add in the morning. That will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. But thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that like button if you haven't already, and go check out that Monday Night Football video for the Vikings and the Rams. But hope everyone has a great Monday and start to their week, and we'll talk to you soon.